National Corporation.
We want to go back to our top story, the U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. And for some analysis, we want to turn to Makram Araba, an author and assistant professor at the American University of Beirut. Thank you so much for joining us, Professor. Now let's talk about this. While no deal was reached and key divisions remain, both sides made positive remarks. From your point of view, was there any progress?
Well, the fact that both sides double down on the positive aspect of the whole negotiations doesn't mean that they're heading to a good place. Because I believe that Iran still believes that it can outmaneuver the US, particularly when it comes to the enrichment of uranium. Just today, this morning, there were information that Iran refused to stop its enrichment, which means that they're not going anywhere. More so, while Iran does insist that it is only talking about its nuclear capability or its ability to reach that, I think the main problem in the region right now is not the nuclear capability, which was destroyed technically by the US, but by the ballistic missile capability of Iran as well as its proxy. So as long as the last two elements are not tackled, I don't think that we are going anywhere anytime soon.
Now, as talks continue, what do you think are the most likely next steps?
Well, as you are aware, we are heading towards the holy month of Ramadan. And this is something that Iran is actually trying to buy more time and to say that it's willing to cooperate. However, this should take a longer process. If this is to continue, I think dealing with President Trump, he will at least unleash Israel against Iran. True, there is US military capabilities in the area and there's a huge armada circling Iran, but at the same time, even if the nuclear issue is resolved, as long as the ballistic missile capabilities, which is a direct threat to Israel, is not tackled, I think the Israelis will act against Iran. So I believe that in the next couple of days, I think President Trump will use Israel as a stick, so to speak, in order to force Iran to go back on the table as soon as possible.
All right, Professor, thank you so much for taking the time talking to us. We really appreciate your perspective, insights. Professor Makram Araba there. To other news.